Alright, so here we are. It looks like we're losing VampireLady for the cast of this game. There's Empire.Kas being unhappy, so is viOLet. I don't know if we're going to be restarting or not, but let's just operate on the assumption that we're not. So we will be watching Empire.Kas, who is down one game. He is a Terran on the right, going up against viOLet, who is CSNTC. viOLet, the purple Zerg. Let's go ahead and make sure these are in the right spots, as it looks like we are, and let's just see what's going to be happening right now, because as of right now, viOLet is up 1-0 in a best of 3, so he is looking solid. Right now, Team Empire.Kas is the red Terran on the right, looking like he is going to be in a little bit of a spot. If he can actually take this game, though, it'll be back to a best of 1, but the psychological loss of that last game is going to be pretty big. He went for a nice macro game, but was then completely repulsed by viOLet's very aggressive Roach opener, which was perfect against Kas's Hellion opener. It might have been a little bit of a metagame situation, because viOLet saw the actually, good scouting, I would say, because viOLet saw that there was a gas, and normally that would mean that there's going to be some kind of play with reactor Hellions, because it's generally the most popular TVC opener there is. And it looks like Kas is going to open up with some kind of add-on onto this barracks. That's pretty much the only reasons why you would have this part open. Actually, it should be enough, yeah. And there's going to be the refinery there. It's probably going to be another reactor Hellion opener from him. We'll see if Val's going to open up with roaches again. That's, once again, a distinct possibility. But he will first be going for the hatchery first. And unfortunately for him, these spawning positions did happen. It's not cross-spawn, which would be a lot better for him. Just because of the tank popularity in TVZ, we could easily see tanks being put onto this ledge. And they could probably take out this Vespian Geyser and maybe these two mineral patches. I don't know quite the specifics on the range in terms of this little possible abusive spot, but Kas could easily go for that. And then we have the Tech Lab. We're going to have a Reaper opener from Kas, a Reaper expansion, and that is not a full wall off. So we're going to move in. We're going to have this one SEV with 2 health, 2 shots left from that drone, but the drone may try and target him down. But yeah, Kas is running away with that. SCV wants to keep it alive. Now we're going to see the Reaper going in, and this is going to be cool. Reaper expansions have kind of fallen out of style lately, so I'm very curious as to what Val's going to be doing with the Reaper. And now we're going to see the gas steal happen. This could easily get canceled and move forward, but this is going to be the main thing that I want to watch to see if that Reaper is going to get some kills, as there's no speedling opener over here, and Kas like this is only cross. No, that is not the case. That is not the case at all. So now Val's going to let him know that's not that. But now over here we have the extractor finishing. So there's going to be a delayed gas coming from Kas, but it doesn't matter because he's doing a Reaper expansion. He really doesn't need any kind of second gas for a while, as the command center was just thrown down. And here we're going to watch as the Queen's going to be popping out at some point in time, but still there's no gas. We see 6 links in production, and this Reaper is moving forward. So it's going to go straight to the natural expansion. Should be able to get at least 1 drone kill, and that's going to be good considering that it costs 15 minerals to get out that initial Reaper. So moving forward, it's going to get saved. Nice move by viOLet to save it, but now we're going to see Kas is going to lose that Reaper. That is a very uncharacteristic mistake from Kas to lose that Reaper without so much as a fight. Didn't even manage to microwave, just looking back at his main base, probably trying to go for the just normal macroing up. So now with these SUVs in play, I'm just going to quickly do one thing and check this. Okay, so is this calling? Incoming call, there we go. And hello?
Hello?
Hey, yes, we are still in the game.
Okay.
Alright, so as of right now, we're watching Kas fail with a Reaper opener. He lost his Reaper to some Zerglings without even getting to kill a single drone. viOLet went for hatchery first, is getting metabolic boost, and is continuing to mine from the extractor, so he's probably going to get his lair up really soon. He's already got 100 gas. There are some drones being produced, but we're seeing a very fast Tech Lab onto the factory. So we're going to see Siege Mode being researched right now, and 1 Hellion being produced, so Kas is going to use that to get a scout. Bunker is filled with only 2 Marines. There's only a single barracks without a single add-on to go in, and actually having a really fast third from Kas. His command center has been built inside his main at 6.5 minutes in, so he really wants to get that economy up. Once again, we have a Baneling Nest being made. Still no lair, though. I have a feeling that Val's going to go for, once again, a Baneling bus type opening. He's building 16 lings. The Baneling Nest is halfway done, and those lings are going after that. With single Hellion going to try and do some damage, but Val's going to get almost the perfect perfect surround. Not quite, but as we can watch, this Hellion taking more hits and more hits and more hits. It's going to need to stay alive. That Hellion's going to be instrumental in defending against some kind of Ling cheese. But they're going to have the siege tank on the high ground, going to kill off that one Ling, and that actually looks like it's prompting drones to be made from viOLet. He may not commit to the Baneling bust, but as of right now, there's still no lair tech on the field. It's just spreading creep, and we see an Evo chamber being thrown down, so yep, we will not be having a Baneling bust from viOLet. It's just trying to get macro up, as his third base was also just thrown down. So Lings are still hanging out in the front. This extractor is still alive in the main base of Kas. It doesn't have vision of anything that actually matters, but the fact that it's still there is definitely something. So you do know that Val's can have some kind of information that you can really use to his advantage. So the factory is getting out another reactor, so no more siege tanks are actually made from Kas. I mean, he only has the one with the siege mode, and that's enough to push back a lot of attacks and force viOLet into a macro game. viOLet has not gotten no lair tech at all. It's just speedlings. He's continuing to mine gas, but I'm so curious at the lack of the lair. He's researching the carapace upgrade, so maybe he is going to commit to like a later Baneling bust, but he did just take out the Hellion that was at the watchtower from Kas. This one Marine is now working on taking down the extractor in Kas's main, but that is just staying alive. And actually, the extractor might be able to see that factory. Yeah, it does. So now viOLet knows that there is a factory, but will Kas put an add-on or just produce some Hellions? As of right now, he's not doing anything with it. Third Marine, this extractor will fall in a moment, and Kas looks like he is just happy with his 3 orbital commands producing SCVs. The worker count is actually showing him not to be that far behind, 45 SCVs to 55 drones, but viOLet's third did just complete. The third orbital command from Mules will definitely help Kas. And the thing is, we're having the lair finally getting started 9 minutes in, so that is going to be an interesting timing. Probably going to influx with a huge amount of mutas the second he can. He's getting his fourth extractor down now. Only 3 drones, now 4 drones at the third base for viOLet. So as of right now, he's looking pretty content to just macro up. 68 drones are on the field now, and more in production. This lair is getting closer and closer to being done, so it's just a matter of time before we're going to see the mutas coming out. But Kas is going for a double drop filled with Marines, so they're going to be moving over and try and hit, but they are going to get seen by this Overlord directly in the line of, yeah, there we go, Val's moving, bringing all his drones, Queen, Lings, all of them trying to make sure you can delay that this, oh yeah, there we go, that's completely pulled back. And now Combat Shield did just complete. Stim is not done yet, though. Kas is actually doing this drop before Stim, and now he's actually dropping a few Marines on the high ground, more on the low ground, but he's just leaving a couple of them, just 2 of them there, not really committing to a drop at all. But now we have Lings and drones still here. Kas is probably just happy because all these drones are not mining right now, and now we're going to see that these medevacs are also very low on health. The Queens were targeting them down, so both these guys are in the deep red or the orange. So that we do have the Spire did get thrown down. We have all of the extractors made and mined from. The income is definitely showing favor for viOLet. 77 drones are out, 2200 minerals, 600 gas a minute. This is solid income for him. Kas has got his beneficial mules out. He's getting his double upgrades as well. So he's not in a horrible position, but if we are watching this, there's not a single missile turret in the mineral lines. One is being built in the main. As for the natural expansion, there is one built over there as well. Very skimpy defenses for Kas. The mutas could go ahead and just dance around, try and do a little bit of damage, pick off some of these units, but no, Kas is building a couple missile turrets in key spots, so this one will cover these 3 production facilities of those barracks and those guys, but it looks like Kas is floating off his orbital command, and he will be landing it at his third. There's no more Overlord there, but as we can see, patrolling Lings and Banelings in the main base for viOLet, he does not want to get hit by any kind of drops. Spire is about to complete, and he'll be able to produce about 8 mutas by the time this actually finishes, which is not bad for a first round of mutas. 2 missile turrets will be made directly next to that orbital command once it lands. So all of these Marines are up. We've got a nice healthy medevac count. 6 medevacs are already out. We have 3 tanks out as well. So we do have these 2 factories are actually going to be producing siege tanks fairly soon. The second one's not quite done yet. But now we're going to have these guys running around. The mutas are in production right now. 8 mutas. So very nice. And 10 overlords are in production. So viOLet really doesn't want to get supply blocked, as that's a lot of overlords to be producing at once. So as of right now, Cas is continuing to get missile turrets. He's basically staying in. He's kind of turtling a little bit. He is getting his vehicle weapons to get those siege tanks to be able to one-shot all of the lings and banelings. But let's just see, the siege tank count is increasing. Double factory is a lot of siege tanks are coming out, and more medevacs are going to be on the field. This is crazy, the amount of medevacs Cas has. He's going to be able to drop everywhere. The fourth is being made by viOLet in that bottom left main. But Ling is in some good places to scout. Drop is moving across the bottom left of the map. It's going to go with its path, and it actually might miss the fourth, which would be nice if it actually to force a cancel on that as well. But right now we have 13 mutas on the field, more and more in production, and viOLet's going to start moving out with these mutas. A lot of banelings are morphing as we speak. There's just 6 there already. There are nice 10 in that front, plus the ones that are going to deal with this drop in the top. So Cas is pushing out. That will get cleaned up. There we go. Now that the mutas are here, it will get cleaned up, targeting down the medevacs, and we're going to see the death to a lot of those units. But this medevac will get saved by the turrets that are in such close proximity to this area. If Cas got one Viking, he could kill off these overlords that are watching and just get some very, very powerful drops down there. But this bottom base was canceled with the drop down there. Look at that, 2 Marines with so little health managed to get saved. But still, this base no longer being in existence really hurts the economy for viOLet. He is very close to max, but Cas is only 6 food behind. 186. Now we're actually even. 192 as they just start producing more. But now we're gonna have these double medevacs once again going back here. Why are they? They drop down there. That'd be so annoying. But you see the banelings moving forward and just wreaking havoc on those Marines' lives. We have these 2 Marines that were down here to delay this fourth, just being left there, not even gonna get healed. Medevac will just retreat happily with the damage that he has helped to be caused. So the medevac count is crazy high from Cas. We look at the unit station. There are 9 medevacs out, 10 siege tanks, and then the rest is just Marines. 65 Marines. The income is still in favor of viOLet, though, with a great spread of his units. But we have a bunch of Lings down here ready to either go for a counterattack or a surround. Probably gonna go for the counter as they are running directly into the bases of Cas. Units and everything getting hit. Scan's gonna take out those units, but we have these Lings happily gonna kill off a couple siege tanks. So plenty of those are being lifted off. Medevacs are here, but they can't kill those Lings. A huge attack coming down here. All those siege tanks down there getting surrounded by the mutas. Huge amounts of death getting beaten down on Cas. He is losing everything. Lings are still attacking in the natural expansion, and the mutas will be repulsed by those by the Marines, but still there are a nice count of medevacs. 7 medevacs are out. Tanks are still alive. We actually have a baneling bomb completely set up for viOLet in this area, but we're seeing moving forward the Lings just doing more and more damage. The 4th command center for Cas was actually delayed, and it's being built by getting that SCV taken out, and now these mutas are going to just retreat after taking a lot of lives from Cas, and that's going to weaken Cas so much. The fact he's now down 70 food, but the thing is, viOLet doesn't have his 4th up. It's building in the bottom left once again, in the natural instead of the main, but Cas is definitely in a little bit of a rough spot. He manages to actually save a couple of his SCVs, but he's still only at 37. You can see viOLet's killed 35 with some very nice harassment with the Lings and mutas, and we're going to see death to that missile turret, but look at the number of mutas that are out. Past the full control group, he's at 26. That is such a deadly count of mutas. They have the +1 carapace, so they're going to be pretty resilient to the attacks from Cas. As we can see, though, Cas does have the 2-1 attack. Mutas are continuing to harass, taking down reactors, and that's a very nice thing. A bunch of Marine stim, but that doesn't matter. And this factory actually may fall. The mutas are going to harass it and take it out, and now Cas is going to lose this. Oh wait, it's burned down 20 health left, but now you have all those Marines, and there we go. The factory does get killed, and that means those siege tanks that were being made will not be made very, very quickly anymore. So now we're down to 1 factory for Cas. The bottom left natural has completed. Another base thrown down at that natural's 3rd. We're going to see the drop getting denied from Cas over here, but still, Cas is in a rough spot. He's now crawled up in the food count, though, at 150, and when he's down 20 workers, these army supplies are very, very similar. The mutas are going to move in once again, do some more damage, almost one-shotting the missile turret. Very nice job, and now they're going to attack some more. More SCVs will be falling to this harassment, and this orbital command may actually fall to the mutas. You can see the splash damage is going to work on taking out a few of those Marines, and there we go. The main command center does fall. Violet just took out the main command center. That's bad. Kas does have a 4th orbital command out, but that's now his 3rd. He could lift it off to his main to expand, but he needs to get a gold or something to try and really get his economy up. Right now, he's just trying to turtle, get to that max food. He does have 2-2 upgrades. He's working on getting his +3 vehicle attacks right now, but no infantry upgrades at that 3rd level. But this is such a death cloud of mutas. Right now, Kas is continuing to just try and be active with his army, but he can't push out. The mutas are way too strong. If he does push out, the mutas will just counterattack and destroy every production facility, every SCV, and Kas is going to have to basically go in for an all-in counterattack at some point. And he does scan, and he takes down those baneling bombs, but the mutas are once again inside the main base, going to take out that starport. Now we're seeing Lings running from the back. There's so many banelings. Death is happening everywhere. We're moving in, and Kas is splitting his marines well, but it doesn't matter when there's just so much from Violet. The mutas are still wrecking everything in the main. Kas is going to push forward with only marines now, but they do have the 2-2, the stim, the combat shield, and a lot of medevac support. This queen will fall. The mutas looks like they're going to go ahead and retreat. This Thor did pop out. That might be enough to put those mutas back, but now we're going to have Lings attacking. We have a nice baneling hit on all of those marines. They will still lab, but look at the reinforcements coming in from Violet. Those marines are need to be lifted off and retreated with, but the mutas are once again attacking. They're only down to 19 now, and that's still a crazy amount. They could actually take down another command center. Rarely do you ever see mutas taking down multiple command centers, but it will get repaired. That does force Kas to pull down all those units, but Kas is going to drop now in the bottom left, probably considering that he just sees the space, but there are spine crawlers in play. That might be enough to push him back. As Kas is going to retreat with only that one command center, but these mutas are going to take... Oh no, every one of these medevacs are going to fall, and just the mutas, and that is an unfortunate loss. Kas invested so much in the medevac count, had it so high for so long, and now it is gone. Violet's got a 70 food lead count, now almost an 80 food lead count. Kas at 104, Violet at 177, and we have a huge amount of banelings burrowed. They're going to actually need to be unburrowed, and then just kill every single marine that is in this army, and GG gets called. Violet will 2-0 Empire.Kas.